Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Damara, and you have landed on Astrocast. This is your astrology report for October of 2025. So, I have a theme for you for this month, just an overarching theme. You can take it or leave it. The theme this month is actually I have three words: depth, balance, Libra, turning points, end of the eclipse season. So, first thing I want to say is that the new moon in Libra on the 21st and Venus kind of moving through her home sign is going to bring about a lot of harmony, a lot of balance, a lot of partnerships, a lot of energy around all of these themes. But the month will start with a full moon in Aries. So relationships may begin before we find that sense of balance. Relationships may begin to experience a little bit of a power struggle or an imbalance or the conflict, or maybe one side needs to assert theirself more, right? And remember that sometimes when we grow or when we transform or when we change, what happens is we experience that sense of conflict first, right? More often than not, maybe we run away from the conflict or we choose to blame the conflict on someone else. But in this situation, my invitation to you is to understand that that conflict is actually being created so that you can grow. Okay, so it's a big month of all of these themes. As we move further into the month, I want to get all of the dates to you, but as we move further into the month, you know, the biggest planet that is kind of marching through this month is Mars. So I want to get through all of that so that you understand that when Mars makes movements, Mars wants change. Mars is the initiator. Mars wants us to follow our passion. Mars wants us to step boldly into something that we're afraid of. So that's what this month is really about. This month is really about that movement forward into something that will eventually bring us more balance. But in that, there's that friction, right? So I'm going to give you the dates, and then you can really just start to see, maybe some of these dates align with something that you are creating or some kind of plan you have. But here we go. Okay, October 6th, Mercury is going to enter Scorpio. So when Mercury enters Scorpio, it's all about communication, but because it's in Scorpio, that communication is going to be invited to dig just a little bit deeper. You're going to be invited to dig just a little bit deeper. On the 7th, we have the full moon in Aries. Now, the full moon in Aries, again, I'll do a whole report for the full moon in Aries, but the full moon in Aries really wants us to move forward with courage. Remember, Aries is the ram. Aries wants us to just kind of boldly move forward. So you'll get a full report for that. On that same day, Mercury will square Pluto. I talked about Mercury squaring Pluto toward the end of last month, and that is really about remembering that our words carry power. So use your words wisely. Venus is going to sextile Jupiter on the 8th. This is about everything Venus starting to flow a little bit more easily, starting to expand. So that would be relationships, money, love, finances, what we value, how we value ourselves. Everything will start to flow a little bit easier. Okay, so now on the 13th, Pluto is going to station direct after being in retrograde. So it's at that 1 degree Aquarius. It's been sitting there for what seems like forever, but it hasn't been forever. But this is really, if you have been working on something in your life to transform, whether it's the way you think or your career or something, this is when things will start to gain momentum, right? You'll gain momentum in that shifting because now Pluto is moving forward. On the 13th, Venus is going to enter Libra. Venus loves being in Libra. This is her home sign. This is like, charm and charisma and beauty and balance and harmony. So it's a really fun day to just do something wonderful for yourself or with your loved ones. On that same day, Venus is going to oppose Neptune. So that just adds like enchantment to that day. Write that down, October 13th. On the 14th, Venus is going to trine Uranus. So this is unexpected shifts. Remember, Uranus is in retrograde. So this is two ways to look at Uranus. One is unexpected shifts. One is creative sparks, right? So be open to some kind of divine inspiration coming through for you. You should be in a pretty decent mood there with Venus entering Libra and also opposing Neptune. So it could be a good one. On that same day, Venus is going to trine Pluto. So this is feeling a little bit deeper around your themes of Venus. This is just about, creating like a magnetic power around them. On the 15th, Mars will trine the North Node. Now, I don't talk a lot about the North Node. I do when I do chart readings, but I don't bring it a lot into my weekly or even monthly readings. But understand that when Mars trines the North Node is about your forward motion karma. And so Mars is going to pick you up and put you on your path. Here you go. So be ready. What is that definition of lucky when preparedness meets opportunity? That would be on the 15th. 17th, Sun, actually a couple things on the 17th. One is Sun will square Jupiter, and also Mercury will trine the North Node. So that communication around your destiny, so to speak, is going to come out really clear. And the Sun squaring Jupiter is going to really give you this emphasis on, wow, anything is possible. I mean, how great is that, right? On the 20th, Mercury is going to conjunct Mars. And so this is about bold action, bold speech, saying how you feel. It's almost like that. If you were trying to bust through a barrier, that's the day you're busting through the barrier, which is perfect because then the next day is the new moon in Libra. So I'll do a whole report for the new moon in Libra, but this is when we're going to plant more of those seeds for balance and harmony in our life. I'll do a whole report for you. On the same day, Mercury is going to it's going to enter its pre-retrograde shadow stage. So just be mindful. It's not in retrograde yet, but it will be starting to move in that direction. On the 22nd, a couple things, Neptune retrograde is going to re-enter Pisces. So remember, Neptune and Saturn both move into Aries. Now they're going back into Pisces. So this is dreams, spiritual reflection, ideals, clarity might start to get a little blurry now, especially with Mercury going into its pre-retrograde or pre-shadow stage. It's things are going to get a little murky. The Sun is going to enter Scorpio on the 23rd. And this is going to be all about depth and perception and, this whole like introspective stage. 24th, the Sun is going to square Pluto. So transformation, empowerment, seeing things from a deeper perspective, all of this. This is almost like this like deep, like, we're going into this like shadow stage, so to speak. Mercury is going to trine Jupiter, so don't let that get you down. Stay above the noise, so to speak, and allow yourself to really follow your own path in how you choose to optimize this energy. The 25th, Mercury is going to trine Saturn. This is about practical thinking, guys, so don't get too far out the box. The 28th, Mars is going to trine Jupiter. This is confidence, momentum, courage, bold action. So this later half of the month is really about bold action. And remember, thoughts are kind of murky still. So just use some discernment and be mindful. The end of the month is really peppered with Mercury, okay? So the 29th and the 30th, Mercury's trining Neptune. It's entering Sagittarius. It opposes Uranus. It trines Saturn, and it sextiles Pluto. So this is like all, and now that I'm looking back from the 24th, it was trining Jupiter and trining Saturn. So from the 24th to the 30th of October, I want you to be aware of how you're communicating, who you're communicating with. I want you to be aware of what is distracting you from your ultimate vision, and where can you get more disciplined in your action? Like that's the whole last week of October. And it's really important because then Mercury is going to be in retrograde and you're not going to want to make all these like massive decisions. So Mercury is super active at the end of the month. So I would spend some time just reflecting on that kind of stuff. Yeah. So good. If you haven't been on myastrocast.com, I'm not understanding why you have not tried it because it is so simple. It's like $11 a month and you get journal prompts and rituals and weekly astrology forecasts. It's like no brainer. So go over to myastrocast.com, check it out. If that doesn't appeal to you, put your little email in there, because what you'll get when you put your email in there is these little notes that I send to you that give you this broad stroke understanding of astrology. So if you get a reading from me or you put all your information into ChatGPT, that's fine, but understand that these little emails will tell you exactly what everything means for you. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day, and reach out to me if I can support you in any way.